In the last 15 years, I have learned a lot about money. This has been through my finance degree, working in the City of London in sales and asset management for 7 years, running my own business, owning an investment property, and lots of trial and error. I wanted to share my key pieces of advice for people in their 20s that I wish someone had told me. Consider this advice from the smart older sister that you never had. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dahlia. My channel is about personal finance, business and investing to help you get on top financially. Let's go. If I could go back to my 20s, I would have made it non-negotiable to pay myself first, at least 10% of every paycheck. When you're young, it's so easy to think that you'll start saving later on because you don't earn enough money. But what matters is not how much you earn, but when you start. Let's say person A starts investing $200 or pounds a month at age 22, but person B waits until age 32 to do the same. Assuming an average 7% annual return, by age 60, person A will have around £470,000 or dollars, and person B will only have $225,000. That 10-year head start is doubling their wealth purely because of compounding. I only started automating my investments into my stocks and shares ISA in my late 30s, and I've already seen a 33% return. So imagine if I'd started 10 years earlier, how much money I would have had. That is the power of starting early. So set up an automatic transfer the day that you get paid, and you make saving invisible and effortless. The second thing that I wish someone had told me to do is to take paying into my pension seriously. I really regret this one. When I was in my 20s and I was working in my corporate job, I actually cancelled my workplace pension because I thought I'd rather enjoy my money now, going on holidays, going shopping and nights out, than putting it into something that I might not even see. But looking back, that was such a big mistake. And here's why. Most employers match your pension contributions. That's literally free money. If your employer matches 5% and you earn 30k, that's £1,500 or dollars a year of extra money that you're leaving on the table. Over a decade, that can grow to tens of thousands of dollars, even before you add on the investment growth. So even if you're tempted to opt out, don't. You will thank yourself when you see how quickly that pot of money grows. There's also a massive tax advantage of getting your workplace pension. Your employer will take that pension contribution out after deducting tax, but then your pension provider will claim that tax back from the government. So there's a huge tax relief benefit there, and I think we can all agree that the less tax we pay, the better. The third thing that I'm going to tell you is something that I did for myself, and that is to invest in yourself. The best investment you'll ever make isn't in the stock market, it's in yourself. When I was 25, I went back to uni as a mature student to do my finance degree. It completely changed the trajectory of my career. Went from doing basic rate hourly admin level jobs and hospitality to working in asset management in the City of London. That one decision easily 10x'd my income potential. It also gave me the confidence and knowledge base to quit corporate life and start my own business. For you, this might look a little different. Maybe it's a course, a new qualification, learning digital marketing, coding, or even something creative. Your 20s are the perfect time to try new things, switch careers, upskill. The more skills you build, the more valuable you become, whether to an employer or to yourself if you want to start a business later. Think of it like this. Every skill that you learn is a little income stream waiting to open up for you. The easiest way to build wealth is to increase your income from the source. You can't save your way to being wealthy, so the more income you have, the faster you'll reach your finance goals. The fourth thing is to avoid credit card debt. If there is one silent wealth killer in your 20s, it's credit card debt. Likewise, using buy now, pay later systems such as Klarna, just so that you can have whatever thing it is that you want now. I used to think it was completely normal to always have a huge credit card balance and just pay the minimum, right? I also used to do things like put my city bonus onto my credit card each year and then start spending up the card on everything that I wanted throughout the year. Harmless, right? Absolutely wrong. Credit card companies love that mindset because it keeps you paying them interest forever. Let's say you owe $3,000 or pounds on a card with 20% interest rate. If you only make the minimum payment, it's going to take you 17 years to clear that cost and nearly $4,000 in interest. That is $7,000 in total that you just spent on something that only cost $3,000. The key isn't just to avoid debt, it's to live within your means. The fifth thing that I wish someone had really told me in my 20s was that I should have lived within my means. In my 20s, I spent way too much time trying to have the most fun, take all the trips, get the latest fashion, go to every event and party. I'm not saying to stop having fun, but it's so important to be aware of your spending and not fall into the mindset that you'll just make it back later. I wish that I had tracked my spending a lot earlier, literally just seeing what was coming in and going out. Budgeting doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. It just means that you know exactly where your money's going. And honestly, stop trying to keep up with the Instagram crowd. The people flashing designer bags and holidays might be deep in debt. The real flex is having money in the bank, not on your feet. So as a simple rule, it's 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% saving and investing. If you're spending more than you earn, that's the habit to fix before anything else. The sixth thing that I wish someone had told me to do in my 20s is to set clear financial goals. When you have a goal, suddenly your money has a purpose. In my 20s, I didn't have specific goals. I was living month to month, spending all my money on fun things, and surprise, surprise, I didn't save much. Your goals could be buying a home in 5 years' time, building a $10,000 or pound emergency fund, earning 100K by 35, or whatever it is. Just write it down and break it down into monthly targets and track your progress. You'll be amazed at how much more motivated you feel when your money has a clear direction. If there is just one message that I could drill into every 20-something, it's start investing now. Use your 20s to start experimenting with investing. Don't wait. Time in the market is more important than timing the market. I'll say that over and over again. If you knew how much more free money you could have by starting investing in your 20s, you would start now. There are no shortcuts to being wealthy. Little and often beats large and too late every single time. I started experimenting with stocks and shares investing in my 20s as I was studying a finance degree. So I started putting a little bit of money into the market through a simple shares account that I was able to open online in 5 minutes. This way I was able to make investing a really normal part of my routine, take the mystery out of it, and also get less emotional about having the market go up and down. You can start with tiny amounts of money to grow your confidence and then start putting more in. When I was at uni, I was learning all about the stock market for the first time and I wanted to experiment with investing in stocks and shares. One of the first companies that I bought stocks in my 20s was ASOS. Back then, online shopping was still new. I bought into ASOS when it was at 274p a share, and over the next 5 years, that share price grew more than 20 times. That experience taught me that investing doesn't have to be scary. It's about getting comfortable with time in the market. You don't need thousands. You can start with $50 or $100 or pounds into a stocks and shares ISA. In America, this is called a Roth IRA. Set it to auto invest every month or round up spending from your bank account. The earlier you start, the less you'll have to invest later to reach your finance goals. I'm currently doing my stocks and shares investing in an ISA through Trading 212 app. It is so fast and simple to set up. I'm going to link in the description below. Download the app using my link. You'll get £100 worth of free shares. One of the things that I did in my 20s that I would advise all 20-somethings to do is to start a side hustle. Believe me, your 20s are when you've got the most energy and flexibility, so use it. One of my friends worked every Saturday at a clothes shop. She saved every penny that she made from that shift, put it directly into another account where she never saw it, and in 3 years she had a $15,000 house deposit. That one small habit completely changed her financial future. I took on bar work on Friday and Saturday nights alongside my day job. This had so many advantages, like learning to deal with customers, saving money because I wasn't having nights out, but I was still meeting so many people at my job, and also just had lots of extra money to spend on nice things like holidays. Even if you don't need the money right now, side hustles teach you so much as well. They'll teach you how to sell, how to manage clients, how to budget, how to think like a business owner, and sometimes those small hustles can become your main business later on. It's a great way to experiment with working in different industries, seeing what you like and don't like, and getting new business ideas too. Something that is so important to do as early as possible is to learn about money. I can't stress this enough. Educate yourself financially. There are some key classic finance books that you should start with, such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Psychology of Money, and I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I've got a separate video on my channel about the main teachings from those books. But if you read just one personal finance book a year from your 20s, by your 40s you'd have the equivalent of a finance degree minus the student loan. This is something I did do in my 20s through doing my finance degree, but these days it is so much easier to get yourself financially educated and for free. The 10th and final thing I'm going to talk about in this video that I wish someone had told me in my 20s, but I didn't go too wrong with this, is to think long term about my finances. The richest people that I know didn't get there overnight. They made small, consistent moves for years. Don't let impatience or comparison make you quit. Focus on progress, but not perfection. Remember, wealth is built quietly in the background while everyone else is chasing the next quick win. Your 20s are definitely for having fun too. They're for making mistakes, trying new things, and making moves towards different career paths. But also you need to use them wisely. This time is so valuable when it comes to investing, learning, and growing. And the decisions that you make in your 20s can definitely set you up for wealth in your 40s and beyond. So those are the 10 things that I would tell all people in their 20s to do in order to be wealthy by their 40s. If you're in your 20s right now, you have so much time to get this right. Start small, stay consistent, and your future self will thank you. Tell me in the comments which of these are you going to start working on today. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my video on debt payoff next. I'm going to link it in the end of video screen and in the description. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's not about how much you make, it's about how you manage it. See you in the next one.